you guys how to do. Okay, from there I will be showing you guys how to do website encryption. So if you can recall, like Andrew said it, like maybe the first few slides, he talked about the lock on the screen. If you can see, there's a lock here. So this shows that your connection is secure. So I don't know if you guys are aware lah. There's a difference between HTTPS and HTTP. So it's basically the thing that starts before your search. So for example, now I'm here, right? You can see that this is HTTPS. So HTTP is like a protocol. It's like, okay, the full name is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So it's like what it does is it ensures that your data is being transferred through the net lah. So what does the S means, right? It's actually very simple. The S means secure lah. So if the website have HTTPS, which is a secure version, they will have a lock in front of it that shows that the connection is secure. What does this do is basically it tells your client or people who access the web, right, that whatever data is being inputted on this website or this page, it will be securely transferred to the owner of the website. But if they have a lock, right, what it means is that if I'm a hacker, right, I can simply intercept and then get the data from you. So it's actually quite simple to actually secure your website. So okay, like just now we are at cPanel again. Then we scroll down to the section called security. So it's actually at the bottom part. Yeah, you can see security. So what you can do here is there are like a few, but we are talking about encryption. So of course it's the one that let's encrypt. So we click on that. Then from there, right, you can actually manage your encryption of your website. So you can select the domain that you want to encrypt. Like for example, just now I created training. Then you can create, you click let's encrypt SSL. Then they write let's encrypt successful. And then it will pop up here. Sorry. It's still loading, I guess. Oh, yeah. So you can see that it's under the domain itself. Then from there, right, you can actually see the settings you have for it. Then you can click enforce. So okay, what are these two, right? To basically explain the first one, HTTPS enforce, it basically ensures that everything that is on your website itself, or when people, for example, I'm a visitor, I want to visit your website, I type your website in the search bar, it ensures that if I don't type HTTPS, I just type www.valueslead.com, I will be automatically redirected to a secure website that have a HTTPS. So I don't know if some of you realize, right, when you visit a certain website, it takes slightly longer to load. It's because it requires you to redirect. But sometimes when you type HTTPS, then :// then you type the whole website link, right, it brings you to a website faster. It's because it didn't need the time to actually redirect you to the secure version. Yeah, so if you realize that, that's why sometimes when you type www.certain domain and then you will take slightly, maybe like 1 or 2 seconds more to redirect you to the secured one. So this is actually very useful, is because it ensures that your data on the websites are secured. And of course, as a visitor, if I want to give you like confidential details about myself, maybe you are collecting Gmail, I would not want to have my sensitive email to be like vulnerable to attacks, right? So having a secure website is very important. And what does external links rewrite means? So in a website, right, you have multiple videos, you have content, you have images. All these can be from different parts of the net. So what this helps, right, is that whenever you use a certain video or image, they will ensure that it comes in a secured manner, so that when people view the image or they like view external resources that you actually input into your website, right, you will not make them vulnerable to attacks from like hackers. So it actually secures external resources that you actually input into your website. So this helps in a certain way. So I will highly recommend you to just on both. So after you click OK, right, it basically like take maybe less than an hour to verify and then be active. As you can see from the status, those that are green in color is basically active. So it's protecting your data on your website. So that's about the security part. Next, I will be talking about domain emails. So domain emails are very useful. It's because unless you feel like buying G Suite, G Suite is another service, or I would say like another service from Google that actually allows you to create Gmail account that ends with a domain name. So take for example, I'm working under excel.com. I can create a name called, for example, admin@excel.com under G Suite, which I need to pay certain amount every month for running that Gmail. But if I want to do it for free, right, you can actually do it on a SiteGround, which is here. So I will do a simple version based on the website I just created called training.validateed.com. I'll create an email address. So see panel again, you can scroll down to mail and you can click email address, email accounts, sorry. And then from there you can maybe type, if it's me, then you can type Excel. At training dot. So this is what people will see when you email them or when they email you. So it helps in a certain way in which it identifies you lah. It gives you an identity lah. Or you can also type like admin. So it works for both domains and subdomains. So you can create like not say as much emails lah, but I won't recommend you to create email for every single website you have. Like create important emails. For example, you want to have an admin email, like administration email for a certain page, then create admin at something. Because it's not good if you have like a very, very long list of emails. It's very hard for you to manage also. Then from there, I can maybe create a password for it. Like, and then this will be the mailbox quota. So it tells you how much so-called limit you have on your email. This will vary based on plan now. So for Andrew's one, you can see at the top, there's like different plans will allow you to have different quota amount. So depending on how big your plan is, you can have like unlimited quota for your mailbox. So I can just click create. It takes like less than like 30 seconds and it's done. So I can just search my mail here. Yep, it's created. So from here, you can also change your password and change the quota accordingly as your business grow, or maybe you upgrade to a bigger plan, you can change your quota here. And also you can delete it. So this is how you can actually create a email account for your domain. You can create multiple ones. For example, apart from admin, you have a manager. Then you create the password, then you can go ahead create. So it will just pop up here afterwards. So yeah, it's not any, there's not much restriction apart from the quota wise, based on your plan. So next, I'll teach you guys how to do forwarders and autoresponders. For those of you who are like familiar with Gmail, right? I believe you know what is like forwarding email, and also you know what is auto reply. Auto reply as in like, I believe some of you have already came across auto reply such as like, I'm currently not in the office. I'm away from September something to September something. Please contact me via, or please contact another personnel via this email. That's an auto reply. And for forwarder, basically they will forward your email to another person, assuming you're not around. You can set up a forwarder. Okay, so I will set up a forwarder now. So I will use the admin at training.validateed.com as the example. So go back to cPanel. Under the same section, mail, you can see forwarders. So I'll start with forwarders first. So under forwarders, right, you can actually create a new forward by clicking add. Then maybe I would like to forward it to maybe a manager, assuming, okay, because I haven't created manager at training, so just assume I have created one. So for example, sorry, this is the part where, sorry, this is the one that you want to forward it to. So for example, I created admin. So I just select, list the address that I would like to forward the mail from, and then this is the email address that I would like to receive it at. So assuming I want to receive at, okay, this is my current Gmail that I'm using. Okay, so this is the Gmail I'm currently using. So this is just an example. So assuming my colleague is using admin@training.validate.com, and then maybe she's away from for the next 10 days, but she's like in charge of a sales or maybe important admin stuff for the next 10 days, and then she can't bear to like lose any emails or miss any emails. So she can forward all the emails she will be receiving in her inbox to me. So I can click this. So after I select forward to the email address, which is my own email, right? I will just add forwarders. So from now on, right, whenever someone emails, for example, I'm a visitor, or maybe I'm a customer, I send an email to admin@training.validate.com. This mail that I send will be directly sent to Raffles Provident. And then maybe as the in charge person, I will have to reply them from my email. So it can also work with your Gmail. You also can send it to your own. You can you can receive at a domain email and send to a domain email. It can work that way also. So it's like the restriction is not much. Okay, now for autoresponders. Okay, under the same section, right, under mail, you can see beside forwarders, there's something called autoresponders. This work the same way as Google's auto reply. So for those of you who have like set up an auto reply before, you should be aware of like how it works. So I'll show you how to actually set one up via SiteGround. So similar to the forwarders, you can just click add autoresponders. Okay, for the character set, right? Some of you might be like wondering what's the character set about, right? So actually, I came across this previously, and then I actually did some research, right? It's actually some back-end system for the SiteGround management. So it actually doesn't affect your settings at all. So you don't have to worry. Just leave it as default, which is UTF-8. Just leave it as default. So for the interval, right, it's basically I send an email to you, and how long do you want it to take to send a auto reply email to your sender? That means the person who sent you. So for example, I want to put a 1 hour interval. So if I send an email to auto responding email, right, it will take an hour for it to auto respond the email back to the user or to the client, basically. So I'll be using the same example as the previous one. So this is the current Gmail I'm using. So you can set a subject, maybe They can also add like a short text for the person. Yeah, so a basic text for the sender. So you can also set a like a period where you want this autoresponder to be activated lah. So for example, today is 4th September. I'll be away the whole week. The next whole week. So 7 is Monday. And then I can customize the end, which is 11. So this will only be active, right, when during this period of time. So whoever send an email to admin at training.valueslead, right, they will receive an email from me. Sorry, this is the wrong email. This should be the email that you are not currently not able to reply from. Yeah. So this should be the email that will be shown in your auto respond. So because I'm using this email, right? So whoever sent to my this email should be seeing this email as a response. Yeah. So this will be the subject of the email, and this will be a short text that I'll be sending them. Then you can just create, and then it's created. Yeah. Yeah, it's here. So you can edit it anytime. You can also delete it when you don't need it. So I hope these are still like clear to you. So we are done with this also. So the next part, right, I'll show you guys how to actually link it to Gmail. Like, okay, so let me show you something that really like deters people from using SiteGround's email address, like email, because SiteGround have a very different interface from the normal web. So some people, like for example me, I use Gmail for half my life. Okay, not really half my life, but okay, my entire life maybe. So I won't be comfortable with like the interface of SiteGround. So SiteGround's interface will be very different. So these are like their webmail. So it's very hard for you to actually view webmail for an interface that you're not quite familiar with. So I will show you guys how to actually link it to Gmail so that you can actually see all the mails and reply any mails from your Gmail, your personal Gmail, without letting like the third party will not be aware that you're sending from a Gmail account. So I will perform that later because that one will take quite some time. So I will have a 5-minute break, and also for you guys to ask us any questions, like for the past few topics that I've been talking about. Yeah. So if you have any questions regarding cPanel, you can just ask me or Andrew. So we can have a 5-minute break from now to